Hey everyone, it's Fitz with your Postgame Walk Talk. I was only going to do these for home games, and then I did one for the Ole Miss game because it was such a bad loss that I thought I owed it to everyone to do this road game from here in the studio, a different look for you, because K-State found a way to win a game at Iowa State that I still can't explain how they pulled it off. It was basically the reverse of what happened to K-State against KU. The Cyclones were phenomenal to start the game. They led by 15 early in the second half, and yet Kansas State won this game 75-69, got it to overtime. They probably should have won it in regulation. Marquise Noel with one of the worst decisions in a late game situation I've ever seen. It was horrendous. But they still won. They found a way to overcome their struggles and beat an Iowa State team that looked like the far superior team for almost the entire game until the last couple of minutes. K-State kept creeping up and creeping up and creeping up, and then they finally caught Iowa State. Then Iowa State opened the overtime with the first bucket, and K-State just poured it on. Really, really nice win for Bruce Weber's team. This was one they kind of needed to steal. And now with Iowa State still coming to Manhattan, West Virginia on Monday night, don't forget it's a big Monday game for the Wildcats, and a pretty darn good Oklahoma team still coming into Bramlage. Those three games are basically must wins at home. You got to collect those. And then you're going to start getting yourself into the conversation solidly for maybe an NCAA tournament berth. Absolutely incredible that they still find a way to get into that conversation despite only being 2 games over 500 as we sit here today. Yeah, it's not going to look like a good team if they're hovering about 3 games over 500 on Selection Sunday, but all of the analytics, all of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, strength of schedule, your overall rating, really in K-State's favor. And this was a nice win, as Iowa State is just gone in the tank. And yet, they still are being discussed as, I think bracketology had them as a 9 seed heading into this game, even though they'd lost 7-10. Now they've lost 7-8 of their last 10 Big 12 games. And yet, I think they're still considered to be in the tournament. That's how strong the Big 12 is regarded. So this was an outstanding win. You can't give it back, though. You can't come into Bramlage on Monday night against a really faltering West Virginia team and give that game back. You've got to take care of that business. Then you get a little break. You get a little breath there before you head into your next Saturday game. I don't know what to say about Nigel Pack at this point. His off game was 19 points. He shot the ball extremely well. He overcame some really good defense by the Cyclones. He found a way to score when he needed to score, and was just big. Mark Smith continues to be a man. Love that guy's game. And Ish Massoud gave the team some of the best minutes that he has. He showed an interest in doing something other than just shooting 3-pointers, which he was miserable at, but he did score 11 points in the game, including a really crucial follow dunk, which I don't know where it came from. They finally got him to go to the boards, and it paid off. K-State's, 13-11? Forgot to look at the record heading into this. But man alive, they're still kicking. They're still fighting. They're still trying to get to the tournament. Can they? Well, this has been a pretty up-and-down team that has lacked consistency. But they've started calling themselves the Road Dogs because they have been fairly successful on the road. But now they can't give it back at home. And the Road Dogs are coming home for a big one on Monday. We'll see what kind of crowd they get, as, believe it or not, the Cats are getting into the conversation for the NCAA tournament, and we'll see if they can get there.